Hello, everyone. Wait there, wait there. Yes, you, wait there, wait there, wait there. Don't go yet, don't go yet, don't go yet. Yes, you are the right place. You are the right place. Wait, have you ever written exams, passed most of your courses, and still had no idea what your GPA means? Yes, I know. Some of us we don't know. Yes, we are in there, but we don't know. Okay, so in this video, we are going to see what GPA is, how is it calculated, what does it, why does it even matter? Yes, why does it even matter? Does it even matter in the first place? We are going to see. Well, what if I told you your entire university life, your degree class, some scholarships, even some job opportunities could all come down to one thing? You heard me right, one thing. Don't tell anyone, listen, the GPA. Yes, the GPA. So in this very video that we are going to actually have in here, we are not only going to understand what the GPA is, but we are going to learn how exams and assessments are being weighted. We are going to break down the grading scale. We are going to know what GPA, CGPA, FGPA. We are going to know the degree classifications. And then the last of them all, that's the most important part to me. Bonus steps to improve the GPA. That is bonus steps to improve your academic life. Before we get started, let me just give you the tip, okay? This video is going to be in 4 sections, okay? Dedicating this in 4. That is 4 universities. So the first of them all, that is right in this particular one, is going to be for GCTU. You heard me right. Ghana Communication Technology University. Yes. And then the second part is going to be for Eugene, the University of Ghana. And then the third one is going to go in for KNUST. That is the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And then the last one is going to be for UCC, the University of Cape Coast. And I'm very, very confident that this is some of the things that you must know, okay, before entering the university. Most people will say that things I wish I knew before entering the university. Okay, so stay right here with us, stay right here with me, and then let's get started. I believe and I hope we are going to enjoy this lesson. We are going to learn a lot, and then we are going to build capacity. Let's dive into this.
A Softek IT Consult.
Let's get started. So this is going to be our preamble, okay? This is for Ghana Communication Technology University. Okay, so before we dive in here, let me just give you some basics of this whole study that we are about to do. When we talk about the GPA, GPA is just grade point average of your performance in courses. Assuming a semester you are doing 7 or 10 courses, okay? All of these courses, okay, amount to a particular weight, okay, which is based on the university or organizational policy, okay? We are going to understand that better, okay? So when all of these particular grade points are being added up, and then we divide by the total number of courses, either 7 or 10, we get the average. That is GPA in simple terms, okay? But before we understand everything practically, I would like us to take the preamble, okay? In the GCTU community, okay, the organizational policy in there is that exams is going to be scored, okay, or the student is going to be assessed, okay, over 100%. You heard me right, over 100%. Okay, so the written examination, the exams that you write with pen and paper or practical, okay, with your laptops, with your desktops, okay, is going to take 60%. You heard me right, 60%. So out of your exam that is going to be written, 60%. That is end of semester exam, 60%. And then the class assessment, the class test or whatever that it is called, mid-semester exams, home assignment, class assignment, and etc. all are going to amount to what we call 40%, that is called what? Continuous what? Assessment. All right. So 60 for exams, 40 for what? Class. 60 plus 40, all making 100 or a 100%. The university uses the grade point average. Okay. University uses what we call the grade point what? Average. You saw it. That is the GPA, grade point average. Okay. In computing student class of what? Of award. Okay. So the grade point average for first or each semester, and the accumulated grade point. So GPA is what? Is the grade point average, and then what? CGPA is the what? Cumulated what? Grade point average. We are going to see for the two what they are. Okay. So on completing all courses under, okay, on completing what? All courses what? Under the program, the final classification of the award is expected as the final cumulative grade point average. Okay, so we are going to be having overall GPA. So mind you, in here we have what we call the GPA. Okay, we had what we call the CGPA, and then we had what we call the FGPA. Take note. We are going to look into them all. Okay, yes, we are going to take a look into them all. We may not be getting them clearer as we are starting, but believe me, it is going to be practical. This is not going to be theoretical. I'm only taking the preamble. We are going to get into the details, okay, and then see the nitty-gritties, okay, and then the in totals of this whole thing. Okay, so let's continue. So this one says the assessment and the grading scale. In GCTU, students are graded using letters, each of which corresponds to a numerical value called quality point or grade point, okay, whatever that they call it. Okay, quality point, that is GP, okay, or grade point as follows. When you get an A in your GCTU, numerical mark is 80 to 100 as A in GCTU, as you can see from here. Yes. So let me even highlight for you to really see what we are doing in here. That is it. This one, 80 to 100 is is an A in GCTU, and that is outstanding. Okay, that is 4.0. What do you think the 4.0 is going to be? 4.0 is not going to be the GPA. No, 4.0 is going to be the grade point, which means when you get an A, okay, when you get an A is going to give us a 4.0. What do I mean by 4.0? This means that every course, okay, has been weighted, has a weight of 4.0. That is an A, okay. So as you can see that I think there is a 0.25. Can you see 3.75, 3.50, 3.25, 3.0? Okay, it is it is a 0.25, and this is also 0.25. Okay, 0.25. So in GCTU, it is very consistent. You can see, okay, from the order, okay, of arrangement, from the sorting, it is a 0.25. As you can see, it is a 0.25 in GCTU. Okay, but I'm going to explain this particular one once again. Okay, so in case you are having or you get an A, okay, in GCTU. Let's assume that you write an exams, okay. Remember that in the university, okay, courses are assigned credit hours, okay. So a course can be assigned, assuming we can have 3 credit hours, or a course can be assigned 2 credit hours, either 3 or 2 credit hours. So this is it's a permanent, or it's a constant, that if you get an A, you have a 4.0. But how do we get the actual grade point? Okay, we are going to multiply. We are going to multiply the credit hour, or the credit hours, okay, with the grade point, okay. That gives us the grade point, or the quality point of the particular course. Well, this grade point is just a constant numerical value. It is a constant numerical value. It stands alone. But the moment it is being assigned to a course, it is being permed or it is being combined, or it is being associated with a course, the credit hour of the course, or the credit hours of the course, is going to be multiplied. So assuming maybe the course is a 3 credit hour course, you're going to be having 3 times times the grade of 4. Okay, if only you have an A, which is going to give us 12. Okay, so in GCTU, courses that have 3 credit hours, okay, are going to give you a maximum of 12 grade points, as you can see. Assuming the course has 2 credit hours, we multiply that by 4. Okay, and then we'll be having 8 grade point. That is an A. Okay, so you can tell that 3 credit hour A, okay, is 12. 2 credit hour A is is 8. Okay, so the maximum grade point you can get for all of your 3 credit hour courses, okay, those I would say one way or the other are like majors. Okay, and then a little bit of the 2 credit hours, I would say one way or the other minus or minus. Okay, so just know that when you see a grade point that is that is 12, okay, or that is more than 8, it means that that particular course has a grade point that is having a credit that is a course that is having a credit hours of 3 and then when you have anything that is equal to 8, or sometimes less than 8, that is going to be 2 credit hour. I hope we are getting something. So in GCTU, okay, in GCTU, let me just continue. Okay, we also have what we call the A minus. A minus is 75. So you can tell that we have the 4 difference. Okay, there is 4 difference. Okay, on each of the numerical marks. 80 to 100. That is the outstanding, or that is distinction. Okay, 75 to 79, that is excellent. Okay, a grade point of 3.75. We have B plus. Okay, B plus right here, that is giving us 70 to 74. So when you fall within 70 to 74, that is if they add your class assessment or continuous assessment, and then with the exam score, that is a 60 and then a 40. Okay, assuming maybe in the exams you have 40, class score you have 34. Okay, then that is 74. So you are going to get a B plus. So B plus is going to give us a grade point of 3.5. So what about the course? The course comes in, okay, if it is 3 credit hours, we multiply 3 by 3.5, and then we'll be getting somewhere around 10.5. Yes, 10.5. That becomes the grade point for that particular course. So if you get a B means you had around 65 to 69. Okay, so I'm showing you all of this, okay, just in case maybe some of the exams or some of the result, maybe the marks are not going to show. So if you know this off head, you know that okay, then you fell within this particular range. That is why the score is what is this. So mind you, okay, a mark of 5 is very, very, very important when it comes to the GCTU grading system. Okay, when you have 5 additional 5, yes, it moves you to the next grade point. So if you have B minus, that means you're having around 60 to 64. That is fairly good. Okay, that is giving us 9 for 3 credit hour course, and then 6 for 2 credit hour course. And then we have the C plus, that is 55 to 59. We have the C, that is 50 to 54. We have the C minus, we have the D, we have the F. So in GCTU, okay, F is from 0 to 39. So if you get anything between or from 0 to 39, okay, that is 0 to 39. That is an F, meaning you failed. Okay, you have to take the course again. You failed. That your grade point is going to be 0. That is going to be 0. And then when you see X means you were absent. You didn't show up, okay, in the exams. Okay, you didn't show up at all for the semester. Sorry, not even the exams. You didn't show up at all within the semester. That is also going to give you what? A 0. Meaning this side, you can register your courses and everything. But if you don't show up in the semester, okay, that is what? Absent for you. And then we have the Z. Okay, the Z is disqualified. Maybe you were involved in what? Examination more practice. Maybe you're involved in examination more practice or anything. You've been disqualified from the exams, or maybe you did something prior to the exams. Okay, that disqualified you from writing the exams. That is going to be a Z. And then we talk about the IC. IC is what most students will say incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. That is IC. What does IC means? IC means it is either you took the exams and then what? You failed to participate in what? Class assessment, mid-semester exams. Okay, meaning one is complete, one is incomplete. Therefore, it is incomplete. So here we use the logic. Okay, the ampersand. Okay, if one is true and then the 2 is true, then all becomes true. Okay, so in here, yes, all becomes false. If one is true, one is false, all becomes what? All becomes false. That is incomplete. Okay, so it is either what? You didn't write the exams, but you did class assessment and class assignment, everything, you get incomplete. Or if you did the exam but didn't what? Participate in the mid-semester exams, okay, you are going to have an incomplete. Okay, and then we have what we call the audit right here. Maybe in case what? Your script or your result is what? Is suspicious. Okay, maybe somebody has tampered with the score or anything. It is going to go into what? Into audit. Or maybe in case what? It hasn't been released yet. Okay, yes, there might be an issue. So the school or the academic board, okay, or the exams and the records, they may want to find out what was the issue, what is the reason why. Is it maybe you were owing school fees, or is it maybe there was any dubious something around? That is where what? It goes to the audit. So we've explained all of these. Okay, so I believe this we all know: outstanding, excellent for now, very good, good, fairly good, above average, average, below average, pass, and then fail, and then absent. Yes, I'm going to advise you on this particular grading system. Okay, as a student, okay, even if you are not academically strong, you should try as much as possible not to fall below the B minus. This one, don't fall below the B minus. Okay, when you fall below the B minus, you may think oh, it's B, it is good, but it is going to reduce your performance drastically, especially if it is a 3 credit hour course. I repeat, don't fall below the B minus. Okay, always target above B minus, B plus, A minus, A. Okay, for the exceptionally good student. Okay, yes, don't even be thinking of B plus, because that is a no-go area. Okay, you may think, oh, it's a B plus, it's good, but it is fail. Okay, you understand, when we get in there to do the practical part of the whole thing, you are going to understand what I mean and why I'm saying that don't target anything below. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, let's see this. Let me clean my entire screen. Okay, and let's see this. Okay, so we've seen this. Okay, so I've explained this. Okay, I've explained all of this. So let's get to the next part of this particular thing. All right, so here we have I think I've explained this qualified. Okay, so let's go to the classification of final hours. Okay, classification of final hours. So in GCTU, they offer bachelor's degree. That is the undergraduate. Okay, at undergraduate level, they have the diploma here, and then they have degree. That is bachelor's. Okay, diploma often our 2-year degree programs, and then bachelor is always 4 years. Okay, but they also have the top up, okay, which is sometimes 1 year or 2 years. Okay, but first of all, let's focus on the bachelor's or degree. So in GCTU, this is the range of what FCGPA, or the final cumulative what grade point what average, okay, to graduate and to be awarded, you know, the university have to what, to give you a certificate that shows that truly you came to our university, and then you've completed all your what your academic coursework, okay, from what semester 1 level 100 to semester 8 in level what 400. You've done your project work, you've done all assignments, all assessment, passed everything, paid all your school fees, paid every what monetary value and everything. Okay, therefore we are awarding you this particular certificate. Okay, yeah, so in order to be awarded a class, that is it, your grade point average, the GPA or the CGPA we've been talking about, we have ranges. If you fall within what 3.6 to 4.0, that means you have the first class. First class honors are those who are what, like really what, exceptional student. But I'm not saying they are very brilliant students. No, it is just a class. It is a classification. Okay, an example, a group of what, of animals, that is a classification. A group of what, human beings, classification. A group of teachers, classification. A group of what, of good students. Okay, but don't what, lie to yourself. The first class are not always for the exceptionally good student. No, the exceptionally good student don't always even get first class. Okay, so if you hear first class, that doesn't mean that it is only for the what exceptionally what good student. No, not at all. Okay, yes, I believe there are ways. Okay, or sometimes people even have what certain grace upon them that you may never know. It is not about how hard what you are working, or how you portray for people to see that you are really good. No, examination has been always been said that it favors the fool so much. Okay, somebody can stay very what deep and late in the night. Okay, but that is how life is. You don't really what expect, or you don't really what expect for it to go the way maybe you want it to go. But all in all, I believe heaven helps those who help themselves as well. Okay, so if you are studying hard, putting in the work, and then what making sure you get this particular one, it is possible. But just know that it is not also easy to get the first class honors. It is not easy to get it at all. It is not easy. It is a lot of work, hard work, resiliency, hard work. I mean, it is very hard. Okay, but it is also easy to attain if only, okay, you find your way around, know how to manage your time, know how to work around the whole thing. Okay, so the second of them all is what we call the second class honors, upper division. We always say second class upper. Oh, that is from 3.0 to 3.59. Did you see that? 0.01 to 3.6. It's really painful. It's really painful. Assuming at the end of your whole 4 years you have 3.59. Wow, that's going to be Jazoo. Okay, so let's take the next one. The next one is going to be the lower division, that is second class lower. That is going to be somewhere 2.50. Okay, 2.50. Okay, 2.50, and then to, as you can see, 2.99. So also just imagine 2.99 to 3.0. Oh, you'd have gotten a 0.01 in addition to your 2.99 to get what? A 3 point. That is second class alphabet. It's never happened. That is also painful. So let's take the next one. Okay, the next one, that is the third class what harness. Third class harness. Okay, third class is what? Let me say 1, 2, 3. The fourth one, that is what 2.0 to 2.49. Okay, and then the next one is a pass. Pass is 1.50 to 1.99, and then we have the fail. Fail is what is awarded to students who had below 1.50, meaning this student didn't put in a lot of work. Okay, then my advice for this particular part, even if you don't make anything at all, don't fall below the 2.50. Okay, yes, don't fall below the 2.50, because for sometimes opportunities, sometimes what certain things you may later what come across or what come to know in life. Okay, it is really what easy to attain what higher what classes, or it is really easy to really what do well. Okay, it is not always about who is brilliant. It is not always about what who knows better or who knows much. Okay, it is always about what your strategy, always about how you are going around, always about how to solve a particular problem. I'm going to explain and then give the tips in what our video as we go on. Okay, so let's move down. I believe right now we understand what this one also what means. So let's go to the diploma. Diploma is also the same. Okay, it's similar, but that is only distinction for first class, credit for second class upper, and then second class lower. They are all in the same bracket. Second class upper and second class lower, okay, are all in the same bracket when it comes to the diploma. And then we have the pass, and then we have the fail. Okay, so that is the classification in here. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, yes, so we've gotten to the most important side. Okay, please pay attention in here. So let's pay rapid attention to this particular session. We've gotten to a place where we want to know how the GPA is being calculated. So before, you remember I was saying that what GPA is just on what a student performance, okay, based on what the courses the student is taken. Okay, it is a performance based on what a particular course. So when we add all of them together, we are going to get an average. That is our grade point average. Okay, so in here, okay, we can see that in here we have course code. Okay, we have course title, we have the mark, we have credit, we have the grade, we have the grade point. Okay, so this one goes this way, this one goes this way, this one goes this way, and then this one goes this particular way. Okay, and then this one also goes this way, so this one goes this way. So I'm going to explain all of them one by one. Okay, so when I take this particular course code just represent it is a unique code given to a particular course. Unique code. Okay, only that particular course is supposed to have that particular number or those particular string. You can see math 173. 173 is only for computational mathematics. Okay, yes, you won't find math 173 okay as another course. It is going to be only for 173 unless the organization or the university wants to change it by themselves. That one fine. And then we also have math 171. Okay, that is for discrete structures. Okay, but as time goes, sometimes they can change them. Okay, we have French 171. That is functional French 1. We have IT 133. That is microcomputer systems and applications. We have MET. Okay, that is moral and ethics. That is 173. That is moral and ethics. IT 101. That is principles of programming. And then we have Scott. That is sociology of technology. So what is so special about this? Okay, to know this, if you are in or you are taking any level 100 course, pay attention to the first number. You can see it is 1. Okay, 1. Okay, 173. 1, 1, 1. 1 is a leading number, which means that particular course is a level 100 course. If you take level 200 courses, it starts with 2, 201, 273, 295. That should give you a fair idea that that is a level 200 course. If you take a level 300 course, when you find 319, 387, that is our level 300 course. If you take a level 400 course, you should know that maybe IT 495 is a level 400 course. Okay, so that is the details about the course codes. So let's move to the course title. Course titles, as you know, just the name of the course. Okay, so let's jump to the mark. Okay, so this particular mark, as we already spoke about, GCTU a student is being what? Is being assessed overall 100%. Okay, 100% assessment. That is end of semester exam. That is 60, and then continuous assessment for class and assignment and end of mid semester exams. That is 40. So maybe in here the student wasn't shown what he or she had in the class and in the exams together. It has been added because of the system. This is what we call abstraction. When we get into programming, don't worry, we'll be getting there in some time to come. This is what we call abstraction. The implementation details has been hidden from the viewer or from the user, and then they are seeing what is pleasing or what they must or what they should see. So in here it might be that this student had maybe I should say this student had maybe 36 in class, and then maybe 50 in exams, accounting to the 86. So sometimes you can just guess, since you're not privy to the implementation figure, what this or this was or what added up to this. And then when I take this one, you can tell 85, 76, 92, and then 70. So these are the marks, but it is the class and then the exams adding together. All right, so let's look at the credit. As I was talking previously just now, I mentioned there were the credit hours. Credit hours just means the number of hours that a student should sit in the class for a particular course, a particular lecture. This particular course, computational mathematics, is going to take 3 credit hours. When the lecturer comes to class, 3 hours before he or she will leave the class. When it comes to functional French, the lecture or the lecture should be just within or about 2 hours. So that is our credit hours. So when we go to the grade, the grade is a letter. We have A here, we have B here, we have A, we have what? That is a letter. Then we go to the grade point. The grade point is the what? Is the quality point. So let's look at the calculation. Let's look at the calculation, why they all became this way. So pay attention with me, and then let's see why we are having this particular one. Pay attention. All right, so we have this one in here. We have this one in here. Remember, we are having 86 as A. I was telling you that in GCTU, the grade point is they are using a 4.0 scale. 4.0 scale. Remember that it is a 4 4.0 scale. The GPA is also only up to 4.0 scale. So 4.0 is is a constant. So the 4.0 is right there. All right, so whatever that you are going to get is a constant for A. And then GCTU uses a difference in grade point of 0.25. If you remember what I told you earlier, 0.25. So meaning from 4.0 we will go to 3.75. We'll go to 3.5. We'll go to 3.25. 3.0 will be going to 2.75, and then it goes down and down and down to 1.5. You get it. So when this happens this way, when this happens this particular way, let's get it straight once again. So saying this is our 3 credit hour course, and then the grade point for A is is 4. When you multiply this particular credit hours to the grade point for 4, remember that I said 3 credit hour courses are going to give you a grade point maximum of 12. You're going to get this particular 12. Same applies to this. Is a B. Remember that B, we saw B as as 3 point, you remember 3.25. remember the grading scale I showed to you, 3.25. Okay, multiply 3 by what? 3.25. Okay, credit hours multiplied by the what? By the grade point. Okay, attained, you'll be getting the what? The grade point. Okay, and then here you are having what? A, so A becomes 4. Okay, multiply what? Credit hours by what? By 4, you get 8. Why 8? Because it is a 2 credit hour course. Okay, and then here the same thing. All right, and then here we have A minus. Okay, so A minus was what? 3.75. If you remember, 3 as I said, it is what? It is just 0.25, 0.25. So 2 times what? 3.75 is going to give us 7.5. Okay, the same thing. This is a B plus. B plus is going to give us what? 3.4.0. Okay, 3.0. If you remember the gradient, so if you multiply what? No, 3.5. Sorry about that. This is what? 3.5. Sorry about that. This is 3.5. Multiply what? 2 by what? 3.5. You'll be getting what? 7. That is what? B plus. Okay, so you can tell that what? 4, 3.75, 3.5, 3.25, 3 point what? And then 0, and then it goes down and down and down. So I'm believing right now we understand. So you saw the ranges that from 80, okay, 80 to what? To 100. Okay, to 100 is what? Is A. And then you saw that what? From 65, okay, to 69, okay, to 69 was what? Was B. And then the same applies here. And then you saw that what? From 76, okay, to 79, as I told you, it is just a 4 difference. Okay, 79 as what? Is A minus. And then you saw that from 70, okay, to 74, okay, 74 is what? Is B plus. Okay, in all courses. Okay, but the only difference is the credit hours. Okay, so you have to be what? Be taking seriously your 3 credit hour courses. Okay, so assuming you get an A in a 2 credit hour course. Okay, you get an A in a 2 credit hour course, and then you get a C in a 3 credit hour course. You failed. Yes, I'm not going to beat about or around any bush or anywhere. I should tell you the fact, okay, that you failed. But assuming you get what? An A in a 3 credit hour course, and then you get a B in a 2 credit hour course, you've done well. The 3 credit hour courses are like your major, and then the 2 credit hour courses are like minors. That doesn't mean you should underestimate the 2 credit hour courses, because they also count and then they add up. Remember that what? In the GPA what? Scaling system, 0.01 counts. It counts. So everything is important. But your priority should always what? Go into the 3 credit hour, because at the moment you start getting a C and a B minus and then those kind of things, you just know that what? Your performance is what? Is dropping. It is going to drop really, really, really high. It is going to be very substantive, very visible. Okay, so you pay what? Much more attention to the 3 credit hour courses. The reason why they are 3 means they are major and then they are difficult. I'm not saying the 2 credit hour courses are not important or are not difficult. I can tell you some of the 2 credit hour courses can really frustrate your life. They can really frustrate your life, and then I'm not going to lie about that. Yes. So this is the explanation. So let's hop down there and let's see the figures down there. Let's do some calculations right from here. Let's do some calculations right from here. Okay, so I'm going to dive in here why we are seeing this particular whole thing right here. Okay, we are seeing something like some, okay, 68.25 right here. Okay, so let's see what amounted to what? To this. Okay, so pay attention. What amounted to what? To this. Okay, let's take the grade point. Let's take all of the grade point. Okay, so we take this 12, we take what? That's 9.75. We take this 8, we take this 12, we take this 7.5, we take this 12, we take this 7. Okay, if we are to calculate, okay, this is, we are calculating the GPA. If we are to calculate the GPA using this, let's do this. Okay, so here we have what? We have 12. Let me put this way, 12. Okay, and then we have what? 9.75, 9.75, and then we have what? Plus what? Plus 8, plus what? Plus 12, plus 7.5, plus 12 again, and then plus what? Plus 7. Okay, so what this? Okay, what is the sum? Okay, if we should add up them all, you realize we'll be getting what? 68. Okay, 68 point what? 0.25. Okay, yes, if you add 12 plus 9, that is 21.75, plus 8, that is what? 29.75. When you add all of them, you'll be getting what? 68.25. So this is your what? Your grade point total. Okay, GPT, grade point what? Grade point total. That is for the semester, grade point total. Okay, for all of these, grade point total. Now, how do I find the GPA? Okay, so the GPA is going to be this way. So GPA is going to be equal to what? Grade point total. Okay, divided by the what? Credit hours. Okay, or credit hours also total, this way. So remember that what? We have 68.25, 68.25, and then the total credit hours. Okay, we have what? It's in here. That is 18. Yes, that is 18. So let's what? Let's equate it. And then you realize that if we what? If we make the what? The division, okay, that's what? 68.25 divided by 18. Okay, it's giving us 3.79. If I'm right, 3.79. Yes, and then we found, or we were able to evaluate what our GPA was. So this particular GPA is for the semester. Okay, which means when we go to what? A classification table. Okay, let me show you the classification table that we had. Okay, classification table that we had just now before coming to the side. Let's see classification table. Yes, you can tell that's what that particular student have 3.79, which is what? Which is a first class. Okay, that is a first class what? GPA. But mind you, this is for only what? A particular semester. Okay, so we've been able to calculate our GPA. Then let's look at what these things. What are these? What are these? We have what? Current. So anytime you see this particular current, okay, or what is this? GPCP. This is what? Grade point cumulative point. Okay, or cumulated. Okay, grade point cumulative point. That means everything that is what? Here. That is the what? GPCP or the GPT, grade point total, is the grade point cumulative point. And then we have the what? GPA, grade point average. Okay. After we divide the grade point total, GPCP, by the what? By the credit hours. Okay, we'll be getting the what? Grade point. That is the GPA. And then this is the credit taken. Is the what? Is the overall credit hour for credit hours for the semester, and then the credit passed. Okay, so sometimes, assuming maybe you have maybe an I, okay, an I, or maybe an incomplete in here, okay, you realize that what the credit passed would what subtract the 2. So here will be 16, here won't be 18. Even though you took what 18 credit, this one means you registered for what 18 credit hours for the semester. But when they were what grading and then assessing you, okay, they realized that you failed to partake in what one of the courses. Therefore, that particular course is going to be out. The credit hour is going to be also out, and then they are going to just add up the ones that you showed up for. So assuming this was what was an I or an X or anything, here would have been what 16. Okay, so we come in here. This one says cumulative. Cumulative means that what assuming there is another extra semester which we'll look at, there's another extra what semester, we are going to what to add these, okay, to that particular one, and then what we are going to redivide. So let's look at that. Okay, so we've been able to understand the GPA, how it is calculated, how we calculate the GPA. Okay, we now understand how to calculate the GPA. So let's dive into to see what CGPA means. Cumulative what grade point average. Okay, so cumulative grade point average simply means that we are having what more than one semester. Okay, so if we have what more than one, therefore we can find for the what for the cumulative. Okay, if we have more than one semester, we can find for the what for the cumulative of that particular semester. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so same what same same approach, same formula, same everything. Okay, yes, this is what African studies. So look at this. As I told you, can you see the difference? These are level 200 courses: 271, 231, 241, 245, 273, 221, 275. And then these are the course titles. These are the marks. Okay, as you can see, these are the marks. The marks are what are right here. Okay, the marks are right here. These are the credit hours. These are the what are the grade. These are the what the grade points. Okay, so in finding for the what for the GPA, okay, as what as we've done several. Okay, I said what GPA, okay, is equal to what is equal to what grade point total over, okay, credit hours total. Or we can say we can use the what was written on the script. Okay, GPCP divided by the what by the what credit hours. Okay, yes, so if we should take this, okay, GPA is going to be equal to, as you can see in here, we have what 65.75 divided by what by 18. And then if you divide this, you'll be getting, let's see, we'll be getting somewhere around 65.75 divided by 18, 3.65. 3.65. Okay, yes, we are having what 3.65 for this particular semester. Okay, so this semester, that is what 3.65. Okay, so if we have 3.6 for this particular semester, then how do we then find the cumulative? The cumulative, how do we then find the what the cumulative? Okay, CGPA or cumulative. Cumulative what GPA, as I said. So the cumulative is also going to be what to be this way. Okay, it's going to be what GPCP or grade point total of semester 1. Okay, semester 1 plus GPCP or GPT of semester 2 So let's assume this is semester 2, all divided by the what credit hours of what semester 1 plus what credit hours of what of semester 2. So let's see. Okay, in the previous semester, let's see in the previous semester. Okay, remember that in the previous what semester, the GP, let me get the value right. Okay, so that we don't miss it. Let me get the value right. Okay, so I'm coming. Let me get the my value right from here. Okay. So this is 68.25. Okay, 68.25, and the credit hours is 18. And then the next one is 65.75. Yes. So let's get it again. So if we are saying we want to calculate the CGPA, let's do it again. CGPA. Okay, we'll be having the GPT of the semester 1 at a 68.25. Okay, and then plus 65.75, all divided by the credit hours. Credit hours for this particular one was 18, and then for the second semester this one is also 18. Okay, so let's find the value. Okay, so this one becomes 134 divided by 16. This is 134 divided by 36. Okay, 36. That is going to give us 3.72. 3.72. So this becomes the CGPA of this particular student. Okay, this becomes 3.72 CGPA this particular student. So assuming there is another third semester, we are going to also add, and then we divide, and then it goes on and on and on and on. So before you complete GCTU, you should be having 8 GPCP or 8 GPT. Okay, in order for you to find the FGPA, you should have a full set. That is going to be you're going to be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I mean, you'll be having 8 credit hours, and then we'll be having 8 for GPT, and then we add them all, and then we divide them, or we add all of the GPT, and then we add all of the of the credit hours, and then after we are going to find what we call the FGPA. So the FGPA is only calculated, or is only gotten at the end of the 4 years, at the end of 8 semesters. That is where you get what we call FGPA, but this is CGPA. Okay, yes, so this is CGPA. Okay, so in my next section, I'm going to take you through certain very important projectiles, or projections about this GPA and then CGPA. All right, so stay tuned. And again, this is the last part of this video. If you are currently in level 100 or level 200, you will realize that your system interface looks like this. Okay, not like this. Okay, not like this, and it looks like this. Okay, this particular one. Okay, so they almost have the same details on it. Okay, you are seeing the course code right here, the same thing as I explained. Okay, and then you are seeing the course title right here. The credit hours is the same thing, and then we have the grade points also right here, and then the grade. I think this one is just interchanged. This one has to go here, this one has to come here, but it is the same thing. And then when I scroll down, okay, if I should scroll down, I'm going to find yes, if I should scroll down, I'm going to see this. So this has been written as semester, total credit published. Okay, cumulative is right here, total credit passed. Okay, that is what I told you. Okay, what you've taken, Okay, and then what you've passed. So assuming maybe you trail one, like this is what is an let me say as an IC, okay, incomplete, meaning this one will be 16. Okay, yes, this one will be what will be 16. The past will be what 16. Credit taken is 18, will be 18. Okay, then this is the total grade point. The same thing when you add all of what all of these, when you add all of these, you'll be getting what 64.5. When we divide 64.5 by the 18, you'll be getting a GPA that is somewhere maybe 3.75 or so. Yes, or maybe 3 point maybe 4, maybe 3.5. Let's see the actual figure. Okay, let me see the actual figure that we may have from here. 64.5 divided by 18. Oh, that is 3.58. That is 3.58. So this is what, if you're level 100, level 200, this is how your system is going to look like. But it is the same thing: 3 credit hours, 2 credit hours. Since it is the same institution, it is just 2 different systems. Okay, so the old system is the first one I showed to you. This was the old system, and then this is the what is the new system. So don't get confused. It's not different, it is the same thing. Okay, just that on this one you are seeing more details, okay, and on this one you are seeing fewer details, but they're the same thing. And then because you now understand how the calculation works, how everything has been centered, it shouldn't be confusing. You know that, okay, 12, you know that this particular side, this particular student, okay, this particular student is having around 80 to 100 in this course. Here to 80 to 100 in this course. Here the student is having around 50 to 54. Here he or she is having around 80 to 100. Here the student is having around 70 to 74. This one, he or she is having around 75 to 79. Here the student is having around 80 to 100. Okay, so even though we are not seeing the marks, but because right now we know, so we can able to tell, okay, like a prediction which is correct, that is accurate. Okay, so this is how we master the CGPA or the GPA system for GTUC. Okay, but as I told you, there's an extra information I have to add up to this. Okay, and then I'm going to do that in just what 1 minute or 2 minutes. Okay, so in seeing the performance or the GPA that we've seen so far, if you're a student, I'm going to advise you, if you really want to get a first class, you should make sure that your semester GPA, like the what we calculated, semester, I'm not talking about the cumulative, your semester GPA shouldn't be less than 3.6. Minimum it should be around 3.5. If you want to get a first class, if you want to get 3.6 and above, you shouldn't let your semester GPA, this one, the current, this one, or if I get this particular side, okay, this particular side, let me take off this one. Okay, yes, if I get to this particular side with the new guys on the new system, okay, if I say you shouldn't let your semester this side, I think down there you see the GPA written down there at the last part. I didn't show it, okay, but it is 3.58 here. You shouldn't let your GPA go below 3.5. Okay, if you want to really get a first class, don't get below a 3.5 in your semester. Okay, target always above 3.5. Okay, the reason why I'm saying this is that per calculation, okay, and then per my research, and then per my projectile, I've realized that if you're able to get 3.5 consistently, and then even 1 or 2 or 3 of them you get 3.6, 3.8, 3. More than 6. Yes, when you accumulate them, when you add them together, okay, you'll be getting somewhere 3.61, 62, 63, 64, 65. But assuming that a semester you get 3.7, another one you get 2.9, another one you go and get 3.2, Another one, you go and get 3.5. No, that is inconsistent. Okay, at the end of the whole day, if we should calculate your CGPA or the FGPA, you may fall somewhere maybe 3.3. Even though you were having what? Very good performance in some semesters, very bad. But if you are consistent, everything is maybe 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.5, 3.7. You know, you are what? You're on a very good track. Okay, so the advisor piece, try as much as possible to stay consistent in the what in your performance when it comes to what to your result. Everything should reflect, and then make sure, remember once again, even if you get what less than 3.5 in a semester, you should make sure that what you overcome, and then what you back up, and then what you fill in. You have to fill in, and then you just pick up yourselves, and then you continue the journey. Okay, with this particular mindset, you will be able to overcome. Okay, so we are going to end this video right here, and then what we'll add up the last of the last session. Okay, the tips. Okay, and then ways to improve the GPA, and then to maintain consistency. Okay, until we meet again. See ya. Bye bye.